What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats, so let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. Have we ever been this on time before? I do not know. I just had my shit together today. I don't know how that happened. Don't get in the habit of expecting that, though. Today was just a lucky day. We're gonna be starting out with this first video. JD Vance tells Pope Leo to be careful when speaking about matters of theology. This is actually a doubly more feuding between President Trump and the Pope. Now JD Vance is getting involved, and that's not it. The second video of the doubly. Speaker Mike Johnson taken back by Pope Leo's comment criticizing Iran war, so Speaker Mike Johnson's also getting involved in it. I don't really know why this is such a big deal, but it's all over the news, so, you know, we got to cover it. Then we got a video titled, U.S. very much engaged in productive ongoing talks with Iran. This is part of the press briefing from earlier today with Karoline Leavitt. I wasn't here, so I couldn't cover it, so we got clips from it. It's fine. It's fine. Then we got a video titled, if my stuff would stop acting up, Hero High School principal shot as he disarms school shooter on camera. 20-year-old former student thought he was going to go become an active shooter, but it didn't go to plan. Then we got a video titled Surveillance law set to expire in a week. I think it'd be fine if they let it expire, but President Trump actually wants them to extend it and not allow it to expire, which I don't know how I feel about that. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Donnie, and it's titled Palm Beach Pete. Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled Leavitt slams Swallwell amid despicable sexual misconduct allegations. This is another clip from the press briefing. Also, I guess Jack Posobiec was the special, whatever it's called, at the press briefing, a special person that was invited to the White House, so that's pretty cool. Then we got a video titled DOJ sues Connecticut and New Haven over sanctuary policies. This is a disappointing thing. They're starting lawsuits over these sanctuary city policies, but when President Trump got into office, Tom Homan was saying they were going to arrest these people. These mayors and these governors were going to be arrested for these sanctuary city policies. Now they're just starting these goofy little lawsuits. They're going to make them pay a fine for protecting these illegals. Then we got a video titled Police Kill Woman Who Slashed 3-year-old at Omaha Walmart. She signed up for it. She got what she was looking for. She found it. Then for the last little bit of the news, it is Lefties losing it, and today it's titled Katy Perry under investigation for sexual assault after Ruby Rose allegations. That's not that funny of a title considering it's Lefties losing it, but it is okay. It is Rita. Then we're going to be getting the fun stuff. We're going to be cracking open a brand new advent calendar. It is a puzzle advent calendar from what I understand. It was provided by Watchmen. And we got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Sibo, and it's titled Got a Little Too Carried Away. And then our official funny video of the day was provided by Colty, and it's titled A Case of the Mondays. Even though it's Wednesday today. That's okay. Either way, all of that's coming up next. But first we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, 10 Man? What's up, Guessum? What's up, Russell? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble? Kicks, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, Kicks. I appreciate you racing to the chat. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. What's up, MagaForce? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Freethinker Texan? Happy freedom. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Hair Juicer? Appreciate you being omnipresent. Happy freedom to you. You guys hit that like button. See if you can get us on the front page of Rumble. And what is up, everyone, over on the Goof Tube? Salt Ragu, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. Appreciate you being omnipresent. What's up, JP? Happy freedom. Guess you were omnipresent. Appreciate you. On time, you were so written up today. I know, like I said, don't think this is going to be a habit. I don't know how it happened. It was a happy accident. Just accidentally was on time today. Either way, what is up, everyone, over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. It's always bots. It's always bots over here on Kick. Either way. And what is up, everyone, over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone, over on Blaze? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone, over on X? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Nobody was expecting me to be on time today. Keep them guessing. Anyways, we're going to start with this doubly here. Like I said, starting off with JD Vance tells Pope Leo to be careful when speaking about matters of theology. And like I said, the second part of this doubly is Mike Johnson get involved in the situation as well. My left eye is still twitching, and it drives me nuts. I wish it would just stop. Day 3 of the twitchy eye. Okay, here we go. Anyways, like I was saying, JD Vance tells Pope Leo, be careful when speaking about matters of theology. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
President Trump is again lashing out at Pope Leo, who's been outspoken against the war in Iran, and the American vice president who converted to Catholicism is warning the Pope to, quote, be careful with his words. Pope Leo is on a 10-day trip across Africa. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Today, the Pope in the African nation of Cameroon, with an authoritarian leader, a contested election, and an ongoing civil war, the country paused for the papal visit.
Although we have different beliefs, we have different ways of worshiping, we have different ways of living, we can live together in peace.
The first American pope preaching peace aboard the papal plane today, not mentioning President Trump by name as Trump continues his attacks against him. And today, another image reposted to President Trump's social media account showing Jesus embracing the president. Earlier this week, Trump removed an AI-generated photo depicting him as a Jesus-like figure. And in a late-night post, Trump writing, will someone please tell Pope Leo that Iran has killed at least 42,000 innocent, completely unarmed protesters in the last 2 months, and that for Iran to have a nuclear bomb is absolutely unacceptable. Vice President JD Vance at a Turning Point USA event yesterday, telling the Pope he should be more careful when talking about theology.
And in the same way that it's important for the Vice President of the United States to be careful when I talk about matters of public policy, I think it's very, very important for the Pope to be careful when he talks about matters of theology.
Vance is the nation's highest-ranking Catholic politician. The Pope has said he is not afraid of the Trump administration or of speaking the gospel. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Okay. So now JD Vance is getting involved. For some reason, this is all really big news, even though I don't care what the Pope says. Not at all. Doesn't matter to me. It's all over the news, so we gotta cover it. And it's not just JD Vance. This next video here is Speaker Mike Johnson also getting involved in the situation. Just cause everybody needs that publicity, I guess. Let me fix the volume really quick. Alright, hooligans, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Listen, I'm not one to criticize clerics and religious leaders. We defend free speech. We certainly defend the right to free exercise of religion. And, you know, a pontiff or any religious leader can say anything they want. But obviously, if you wade into political waters, I think you should expect some political response. And I think the Pope's received some of that. I was taken a little bit aback, just honestly, frankly, by something that was said. I think he said it several days back that something about those who engage in war, that Jesus doesn't hear their prayers or something. It is a very well settled matter of Christian theology. There's something called the just war doctrine. There's a time to every purpose under heaven. I think what the president's comments, what the vice president's comments reflect is their understanding deep in the skiff and the classified briefings of the stakes that are so high and the situation that we're facing and the fact that you had the nation that was the largest sponsor of terrorism now having had that ability taken away from them. That means potentially millions of innocent people will be able to keep their lives and not be killed by terrorists. That's a good thing. That's what's come out. So I don't want to engage in a theological debate with the Pope. I certainly respect the Pope. I would just say that these are matters that people of good faith and good sense can debate and think through, and I think that's what that reflects. Yeah.
Okay, Speaker Mike Johnson getting involved there. Anyways, next up, got a clip from the press briefing earlier. It says U.S. is very much engaged in productive and ongoing talks with Iran. This is kind of an update on the situation with Iran. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about those first two videos. Once again, the first video, JD Vance hopping in the ring with President Trump versus the Pope, telling the Pope instead of warning President Trump about stuff, he should be careful when speaking about theology. And like I said, I don't really care what the Pope says. None of this seems like that big of a deal to me, but it's all over the news. Second video there, Speaker Mike Johnson talking about the Pope versus Trump and JD Vance. Mike Johnson seems to be in agreement with President Trump and JD Vance with his statements. But he says that he respects the Pope. Also, oh, actually, that's a note for a different video. Anyways, like I said, next up, we got a clip from the press briefing earlier today with Karoline Leavitt. They're all talking about Iran, so it's our update with Iran. It's coming up next, but first we're hopping in the chat. 10-man Catholic religion is a bunch of voodoo. There's some added stuff into the Catholic religion, but I don't know. To each their own. Guess who's faster, the Pope or the altar boy? It depends. It depends. Russell, the Pope always speaks against war. It's his job. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Pope. I don't know anything good about the Pope. I'll put it like that. Guess the Pope's wearing a dress. Can't take him serious. Just saying. Just saying. What's up, Russell? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Granados? Happy freedom to you. Told to care, it's hard to respect a man that wears a dress. I understand. For the text and the Pope isn't biblical or Christian. Yeah, I don't recognize the Pope as a religious leader. I don't really believe in religious leaders at all. I think that it's just between you and God. I don't think there's any more or any less than that. It's just between you and God. What's up, Tony Brez? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom to you. I'm doing all right, other than my twitchy eye. How are you doing today? What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom. Elder Zoomer. I don't like Trump posting that picture of him as Jesus, Christ is King. Yeah, well, I thought it was interesting that he wasn't necessarily defending the AI picture, but he was just saying that he didn't think it was him being depicted as Jesus. It was him being depicted as a doctor, and then referenced the Red Cross. And I don't know where that excuse came from, but I didn't really like that, because either he didn't know that he posted it and he was trying to save face, which is probably what happened, or he's just flat out lying. He's just lying right to everybody's face and going, oh, I thought I was a doctor. Like, that, it didn't look like a doctor. Didn't even kind of sort of look like a doctor. Never even thought about it being a doctor until he brought it up. So he's either just straight up lying to us, or he's trying to like save face and, you know, make it seem like it was just a simple accident. But I don't know. I know a lot of people are worked up about it. Kevin, you related to Pope Paul V? That's interesting. I don't know. You're the only person I know that's related to any of the popes. Magaphors, take magnesium for a twitchy eye. I was supposed to last night and I totally forgot when I got off the live. And calcium, I don't know where my magnesium is, but I could take calcium here in a second. Because 3 days of the twitchy eye is too much. Kicks, someone else be a smartass today. I'm too tired. You got it, Kicks. Kicks is calling in to work today. We're going to have to find his replacement. For the rest of the day, he's out sick. What's up, Too Real? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Christine? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom. Christine, that's because the left keeps bringing it up with their questions. What do you mean? The Pope? Or what are you talking about, Christine? The delay always throws me. What's up, Sandra's Library? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Man, yeah, I'm trying not to get into that. Russell, the K-Bar can take care of the twitchy eye. Could be a pirate. Could be. That I can tell girls that I lost it in the war. Tell them war stories and stuff. I need to see some sympathy titties. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, next up, clip from the press briefing from earlier with Karoline Leavitt. It's titled, U.S. very much engaged in productive ongoing talks with Iran. Iran so far away. Come on, get pulled up. And also, Jack Posobiec was at the White House today. I don't know if that's this video. I don't think it is. I think it's a video later on. Yeah. Later on, we got another clip from the press briefing, and Jack Posobiec starts the video off, which he's pretty cool. Either way, getting into this once again. U.S. very much engaged in productive and ongoing talks with Iran. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
What's the status of extending the Iran ceasefire, Karoline?
Yes, so I saw some reporting, again, bad reporting this morning, that we had formally requested an extension of the ceasefire. That is not true at this moment. We remain very much engaged in these negotiations, in these talks. You heard from the Vice President directly and the President this week that these conversations are productive and ongoing, and that's where we are right now. I've also seen some reporting about the potentiality for in-person discussions again. Those discussions are being had, but nothing is official until you hear it from us here at the White House. But we feel good about the prospects of a deal. The President mentioned that in his interview yesterday, and it's obviously in the best interest of Iran to meet the President's demands. I think he's made his red lines in these negotiations very clear to the other side, and so we are continuing to see how these conversations go.
Would those talks be in Islamabad, or where would they be the next round?
They would very likely be in the same place as they were last time, yes. With the same, I would just want to make one point that's important to the President. The Pakistanis have been incredible mediators throughout this process, and we really appreciate their friendship and their efforts to bring this deal to a close. So they are the only mediator in this negotiation. While there have been many countries around the world who want to offer their help, the President feels it's important to continue to streamline this communication through the Pakistanis, and so that's what continues to take place. Will.
Thank you, Karoline. How much room do you see for additional sanctions being placed on Iran? And do you feel like the United States is getting enough support from allies on that front? There was a letter that went to Oman and some other allies that suggested maybe the sanctions weren't, this could be for Secretary Vance as well, yeah, but the sanctions basically weren't having the effect that the United States wanted.
I'll let the Treasury Secretary, who's in charge of sanctions, answer that question.
Yeah, I think that's not a correct characterization. Yesterday, we announced Operation Economic Fury, and we, for over a year, we have had maximum pressure on the Iranians, both on blocking payments into the Iranian state and going after the accounts of the IRGC. One of what may prove to be fatal mistakes that the Iranians made was bombing their GCC neighbors, and who are now willing to be much more transparent in terms of the funds, or do a deeper dive in investigating the funds that are held within their banking systems. So we have pushed out to them the request that we want to freeze more funds of the leadership of the IRGC and any members of Iranian leadership. The other thing that we have done is we have told countries that if you are buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we are now willing to apply secondary sanctions, which is a very stern measure, and the Iranians should know that this is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities.
Is this an example of expanding the war economically as opposed to militarily? Is this another phase in that?
Exactly.
All right, Karoline Leavitt up there looking like mint ice cream. Let me see. I wanted to point this out. Let me find it. Well, I guess Karoline's not going to step into frame. Why are these people so much taller than her? Is she really short, or are these two people 11 feet tall? Like that woman and that guy, they're like the same height. They're like 9.5 feet tall. But then Karoline Leavitt, she looks like a toddler compared to them. I don't know. Just wondering if you guys noticed that or not. Anyways, let me fix this. There we go. Karoline Leavitt calling out the fake news, saying that they are saying not to believe anything you hear regarding the peace talk situation in Iran unless you hear it directly from the White House. They also are talking about putting more sanctions on Iran. And then, like I said, Karoline Leavitt, she's like half as tall as those two other people on stage. And I thought that was kind of strange. Next up, Hero High School principal shot as he disarms a school shooter on camera. Now, like I said, this is some dumbass 20-year-old who went to the school because he was disgruntled. He went back to the school to do some bad things, and he admitted to all of it. But at 20 years old, what are you doing? What are you doing? Going back to high school because you're mad? You need to get your shit together. But instead, he ruined his life. So there's that. It's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what your hooligans think about Karoline Leavitt. All right, thank you for letting me know, Snooks. Russell Bessett's a tall guy. Let me see if we can figure out how tall he is. Because that woman standing next to him was just as tall as he was. Is it a secret? He's just secretly tall. He's 6'4". And that alien woman standing next to him, apparently she's 6'4" as well, because she was just as tall. Tall as Karoline Leavitt. Karoline Leavitt. Height. 5'4". It's not bad. It's not bad. Anyways, reading through. Russell got your returns back. That's awesome. Guess I'm had to pay in. Yeah, I always have to pay in too. Part of the song and dance. Guess no. I think you got to be 4'11" and under in order to be dwarf status. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. Told Caroline must be wearing flats since she's pregnant. Yeah, it could be. Definitely could be. She looks pregnant. Kevin, mint ice cream is gross. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either, but that was the first thing that popped in my mind when I seen her in that pastel green jacket. I don't want to say she was up there looking like an Easter egg. Pregnant women are sensitive when you start talking about their size and stuff. Their roundness, they don't really like that. Told Kara she's feeling green today. She was very green. Kevin, almost had to go to the hospital today having palpitations while I was at cardiac rehab doing my exercises. That's pretty scary, Kevin. I'm glad you're still with us, though. I'm glad you're not in the hospital right now. Scary stuff. Tony Rez, I heard a twitchy eye is a sign that the spiders are getting ready to hatch. Well, I wish they would come on because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of dealing with it big time. Elder Zoomer, I went to high school with someone who was an inch too tall to get the dwarf status scholarship. I told her to just fake a hunchback. I mean, you know, you do what you gotta do to make it the extra mile. I didn't know that was an actual thing. I've only seen one dwarf person. I was driving down the road and there was a construction guy. He had like a little vest on. He was a little guy. And there was a power company truck. And it was a couple blocks from here. I was driving down the street and I was like, oh my God, and I snapped a picture. I can't remember if I showed you guys on here. I'm pretty sure I showed everybody on the website. That's the only time I seen one of the dwarves. I've never seen him before. I was impressed. Snooks, one of my sister-in-laws, is 6 feet tall. It's a tall woman. What's up, Ram Time? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tar Kitty? Happy freedom to you. Tar Kitty. Glenn was supposed to have Savannah Hernandez, the girl that got shoved to the ground this weekend. She got a concussion. Jen Balsacki praised him in January. Praised who? The person that shoved that girl to the ground? I saw that she got shoved to the ground. I'm not really surprised because that's what happens when you go in the lion's den, but hopefully she's okay. What's up, Blue? Happy freedom. What's up, Niles? Happy freedom to you. Niles, the woman was probably wearing heels. Give her like a 3 or 4 inch lift. You talking about the alien standing next to Besant, I think is how you say his name. She could be. I didn't even think of that. She was tall. She's super tall. Probably was heels. All right, hooligans, moving forward. Like I said, Hero High School principal shot as he disarms a school shooter on camera. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. This guy's 20 years old and he was like, I'm going back to high school to do bad stuff because I got nothing better going on. What a loser. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
The Oklahoma high school principal is being called a hero after surveillance video captured the exact moment he tackled an armed gunman inside the school and took a bullet when doing so. According to authorities, the suspect, 20-year-old Victor Lee Hawkins, walked into Pauls Valley High School on April 7th armed with 2 semi-automatic pistols, ordered students to the ground, and tried to open fire. Officials say one of the guns jammed, buying just enough time before Hawkins allegedly fired and missed. That's when the principal, Kirk Moore, came charging out of an office, slammed Hawkins onto a bench, and fought to grip the gun from his hand. The principal was shot in the leg during all of this, but he managed to keep the suspect pinned down until another staff member rushed in, kicked the weapon away, and then carried it off. Prosecutors say the suspect, Hawkins, is a former student who admitted he did not like the principal, Kirk Moore, and was allegedly inspired by the Columbine massacre. Investigators say he told cops he planned to kill students, the staff, Moore, and then himself using guns he secretly taken from his father. Moore later said he is healthy, recovering, and hopes to return to work as soon as possible. Authorities say his split-second move likely stopped a mass tragedy. Hawkins is being held on a $1 million bail, facing multiple felony charges.
All right. Good stuff. Not everybody's sissified. This principal saw something bad going on. Instead of pulling out his phone and recording it, he stopped him. He saved the day. They're saying this 20-year-old former student went to the high school with 2 pistols, tried to start an active shooter situation. While trying to fire the first pistol, they said it jammed, and that's when the principal tackled the shooter. During the struggle, the principal was shot in the leg. They were able to disarm the shooter. They claimed that the shooter was inspired by the Columbine, which I think is kind of weird because was this person even alive when that happened? It sounds like bullshit to me. But they say the shooter admitted to wanting to basically smoke everybody at the school, students, teachers, everybody who was there. And then he planned on deleting himself after it was all done. They say that he stole his father's guns, so that's how he obtained his firearms. His bail has been set to $1 million, which I'm assuming he doesn't have until the Democrats contact him. Maybe they want to vote him to be the next candidate for president. They're saying he's facing multiple felony charges, but they didn't list what they actually were. Next up, surveillance law set to expire in a week, but it sounds like they're going to extend it because President Trump is urging Republicans to pass it through. It's called the FISA Act, and it's supposed to be for surveilling potential foreign threats, but it also includes us. It directly says that they can monitor our phone calls and text messages, which we already know that happens, but some people question if the government really does that, or is it a conspiracy? No, it's real. It's called the FISA Act, and apparently President Trump wants to extend it. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this Hero High School principal. Sam, fight or flight? That's right. The principal saved the day. Sam, Columbine basically started all this stupidity. It's definitely what it seems like. I mean, I don't know if there was shooter situations like that beforehand, but it doesn't seem like it. By the way, it's so often referenced. It's also depicted in movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And it also received a ton of publicity. So, I mean, a part of me feels that there's probably shootings that happened prior to the Columbine, but it's either the publicity was so grand or there was actions that happened during the Columbine shooting that was so significantly different that that's what made it like an iconic time that happened in a negative way, obviously. But it's referenced a lot, and I don't know. Now it's, every time there's a school shooting, it gets brought up. Guess they said the kid shot the principal in the leg and the gravy poured out. They had to get him patched up. That's all right. At least he's a hero. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom to you. Guess the kid just hated fat people, it looks like. Well, he's not even a kid. He's a 20-year-old. Russell, that kid's life is done. Yeah, never even got to smoke a cigarette. Because he's an idiot. I'm out there making bad choices. For the Gataxian, 20-year-old is a kid in my opinion. Yeah, I just look at it like minors and stuff. Like, if you're 17, you can be charged as an adult. So at 17, you're still legally a minor unless you fuck up. So then all of a sudden you're an adult. So anything after 17, I just am like, that's an adult. But yeah, mentally, they're definitely children. Like, even all the way up to like 25, people still act like children. And even before then, depending on the individual, for sure. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. For the Texan, you don't have to be alive to be inspired. No, but they could. I mean, there's been how many, countless school shootings since then. He could have been inspired by that, but instead they directly connected to the Columbine, right? And I don't know. There's probably been 20 school shootings in this person's life, if not more, that have happened. They could have been the inspiration, but instead they roll it back to something that happened 30, 40 years ago or whenever it happened. And it's like, maybe, but I don't know. It seems like planted information in the story, but who knows? For the Gataxian, how do you even get a bond? Yeah, I don't know. You would think that he wouldn't get bond, like there would not be an available bond, but I guess the courthouse really wants $1 million doll hairs, which doesn't surprise me because the entire justice system is about money. It's not about justice. Tony Rez, he's mad because he looks 40. I know the 20-year-olds are having a hard time. It's not all of them, but there's something in the water or something like that, because I see a lot of 20-year-olds that look way older than me, and I don't know what to think about that. Because my brain just immediately wants to be like, oh, they use drugs. Because people who use drugs, they age faster because they're hurting themselves. But that's not necessarily the case. For some reason, these younger generation, their life is hitting them hard. Russell, it happened in 99, so it was, 27 years ago is when the Columbine happened? 7-year difference between... So, yeah, it happened 7 years before this person was even born, but either way. So, Solid Regu, happy freedom to you. Stuck in traffic, that sucks. Tell those fuckers to move. Get out of your way, you got stuff to do. Sam, the press inadvertently promote this behavior by putting shooters' faces, names, and stories in the news, give them their moment of fame. Yeah, definitely. Heard Juicer, new gun law, parents aren't allowed to clean their handguns. Is that an actual one? I can never tell because all the gun laws always sound like satire. Blue, what's wrong with people? They constantly say it's mental health, but it seems that like mental health doesn't actually matter until you screw up. So I don't know. I think a lot of times it's just an excuse, but I just don't understand why he didn't have anything better going on. He was already 20 years old. He wasn't in high school anymore. So why go and do this? Christine, don't think about the eye twitch and the twitch will stop. It's been 3 days. I can't not think about it because it affects my vision. It's like it's flashing in this eye. And so I can't not think about it. It's kind of like those old reels where it had like the cards in it and you shined it on a projector and it would flip through the slides. That's what my eye is doing to my vision. What's up, Low Ender? Happy freedom to you. Sanchez Library, badass principal. Yeah, definitely. Low ender, W principal, right? Hero. What's up, Cho W? Happy freedom to you. Appreciate you stopping in. You're a badass. What's up, Crystals? Happy freedom to you. It's the water, food, and EMF from all the devices. It definitely could be. Heard you are joking because the first gun jammed. Oh, yeah. I see. Russell, wear a pirate eye patch. But then I'm going to look like Dan Crenshaw, and I don't want those problems. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, this is a short video, first of all, but surveillance law is set to expire in a week, but it doesn't sound like they're going to let that happen. President Trump wants them to pass this extension through so they can continue to surveil everybody. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Officials say the U.S. is preparing for potential intelligence blind spots involving the war with Iran. Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Acts is set to expire in about a week, which lets authorized officials gather phone calls and text messages of foreign targets. It can also scoop up the data of other Americans. Some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle appear skeptical about extending it. Supporters argue letting the law expire could pose national security concerns.
I forgot I had coffee. Okay. Anyways, I like the language they use in that video there. They want you on board with the surveillance. So it says the FISA Act is about to expire. It allows the government to monitor phone calls and text messages. It's supposed to be for surveillance for potential foreign threats, but it also allows them to surveil our phone calls and text messages. They act like this is a bad thing, letting it expire, with the video saying that if they do let it expire, it's a threat to national security. They start the video off by saying that the government is getting ready to have information blackouts with the war in Iran because of this expiring. Like I said, trying to get you on board, like, yeah, come and surveil all of us because we don't want to lose the war in Iran. It doesn't sound like we could lose the war in Iran with the way things are going, but either way. They're saying, there's another there's another video mentioning President Trump urging Republicans to pass the extension for the FISA Act, saying that we need it for one reason or another. I think they just want to spy on us, and they're trying to get us on board with it because it's just easier for us to ask for surveillance than to bitch about it and be resistant to it. Next up, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Donnie, and it's titled Palm Beach Pete. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the FISA Act. Russell, let it expire. Yeah, I think we should let it expire too. Salty Goo, can they see me whacking off? I think so. I always wink at the camera while I'm doing that. You know, any of the cameras that are near me, just in case, because I want the Fed boys to feel included with our special moment. You know, it's just too bad it's 7 times a day on a slow day. Anyways, moving forward here. Russell, I show them my back door. I mean, there's, you know, that's an option too. That's an option too. You just start saying fake stuff in front of your phone, pretend that you're scheming and scamming, and just wait for the knock at the door and be like, I knew you were watching me. That's when you need attention real bad. You start doing stuff like that. Total care, coffee and cookie time. Heck yeah. I love cookies and coffee. That's grown people stuff. You know, when you're a kid, you do dunk your cookies in milk, but when you're grown, you dunk it in your coffee. What's up, Joe? Happy freedom to you. Snooks eating pizza leftover from last night. Do you heat it up or do you eat it cold? Everybody in the chat, drop a 1 in the chat if you eat your pizza, your leftover pizza, heat it up, and drop a 2 in the chat if you just eat it cold right out of the box. I eat it cold. I don't like taking the extra time to heat it up. I just don't. If I'm hungry enough to open that fridge, I'm ready to eat it right now. I don't want to heat it up. I don't want to wait the 5 minutes. I don't have a microwave. I don't deal with microwaves. So it takes a little bit to heat it up with the oven. I don't want to take the time. I eat it right out of the box. Snooks, heat it up. You got a 4-meat pizza? Oh, I like the meat eater pizzas. Heating it up. Get some, you heat it up as well. Salted ragu, you'll do both. That's what she said. Free the Texan, cold. That's how I eat it too. Eating it cold. What's up, bullshiz? Happy freedom to you. Done, bullshiz. All with the cold. Cast with the cold. Grenados, heating it up. What's up, Barb? Happy freedom. Heating it up. You guys, I didn't know we were so diversified. Let them know. Let the lefties know. We have equality over here. For the Texan, how the fuck do you not have a microwave? I don't have a microwave. I have not owned a microwave in 10 years. Crystal, sometimes I'll throw it in the air fryer, sometimes cold. Yeah, it's good out of the air fryer, that's for sure. Bullshit, paranoid about the microwave? Well, sort of. It's not that I'm paranoid about it, although there is a ton of countries that have banned microwaves because they are bad for you. But I have enough stuff that's bad for me that I don't need to microwave food on top of it because I eat a lot. I eat like a family's worth of food just sitting here by myself. I blame it on Klaus Daniels, but he just eats the fancy feast, so the rest of it's got to be me. And so I don't want to use the microwave that much, but on top of that, I have very little counter space, which is why we don't have like a whole bunch of cooking videos. Because I want to do cooking with hooligans, but I don't even have enough room to put a camera in my kitchen because I have like this much counter space. And so if I put a microwave there, I wouldn't have any counter space. And so it's just a win to not use a microwave in my situation. Here, juicer, only in the oven, heating it up. Yeah, I think if you're gonna heat it up, it is best in the oven, but it is pretty good in the air fryer too. You clock in or what? I know we're early today. You're all tired and disgruntled. Look at you. You're gonna want fancy feast later. You better clock in. For the Texan, best way to reheat a pizza is a skillet with a lid and a little bit of water. I've never had pizza like that. I'm gonna have to Google that. What is that even called? Is that poached pizza? Total care depends on how long it's been sitting out. Yes. Kevin, cold pizza's the bomb. I think so too. Barb, have to have a microwave? Yeah. So a lot of people feel that way. Crystal, changes your food? Yeah, it changes your food on a molecular level. Like I said, there's a ton of countries that ban microwaves. Like, one of the things in the, like, how many people have read the instructions for their microwave? I'm not going to hold my breath because I know none of you did. But in the instructions, it actually tells you to leave your food in the microwave for like a whole 5 minutes before you even open the door. And nobody does that. A lot of people open the door to stop the microwave. And so that's what I mean. It's not good for you, but everybody does their own thing. And like I said, it's a win-win for me to not have it because I got very little counter space. 10 minutes, that's what microwaves are made for. I don't know. The one thing that I do miss about microwave, there's two things that microwaves are really good for, in my opinion, is popcorn. Popcorn is so much easier to do in a microwave than it is to try and do it on the stovetop. Like, that's a fucking nightmare on the stovetop. But the other thing is bagels. And this is just my personal opinion, but I think bagels are way better out of a microwave than they are out of a toaster or anything else. There's something about them being soft, like a giant pretzel. They're the same kind of texture as a giant pretzel if you microwave a bagel. And that's it. And so I miss that. I miss those things. Otherwise, I don't have a microwave. Guess I usually leave the door open while cooking. It's quicker. Radiation for everybody. Why are you guys talking about lube in your pizza? Are you talking about with the water? Water's not lube, guys. It's not the same thing. You made it. You a good boy. Look at him licking his lips. He's like, I'm only here for the fancy feast. Zero, I agree on the bagels. Salt ragu, nasty. It ain't nasty. You guys actually use the microwaves. I'm just fantasizing about them. You got that microwave kink. Sam, no way. Popcorn off the stove is way better for you. Microwave popcorn is terrible for you. Yeah, Sam. No, I totally agree. I just think it's a pain in the ass to cook popcorn on the stovetop compared to throwing it in the microwave. Russell, not a fan of the bagels. It's because you ain't eat them out the microwave. You put some cheese and an egg on it, you're good to go. Don't make the egg in the microwave, though. That's nasty. I didn't know this was going to be such a hit topic. What's up, King of Biltong? Happy freedom to you. For the text in, it steams the pizza so it makes the cheese gooey again. I've never had poached pizza before, but it sounds like it's worth the try. Bullshiz, ew, poached pizza. I'm just saying. I'm just using my imagination here. King Biltong, I know we're a little early today, but we've been late the last couple days. I don't mean to be all over the place, but I'm the only guy running the show, and if I have other shit I have to do, it messes up the schedule, and I don't want it to be that way, but sometimes life happens. Crystals, it's easy on the stovetop, olive oil and a lid. Actually made popcorn yesterday. See, maybe I just need more practice. Done. They have popcorn makers, the ones that shoot out into a bowl for you. That's what I need. I got a rice cooker that's like that. You just throw the rice in the water in the cooker and hit the button and it turns itself off when the rice is ready. Love it. Love the shit out of it. Takes up counter space though. It's a Pag. Happy freedom to you. I make popcorn on the stove because I make mine with can of butter. Oh, that sounds so good. I would love that. What's up, Drina? Happy freedom to you. Ontario, that's not that far away from me. Low ender, heat up the leftover pie. Do you do it in the microwave or the stovetop? Or the... Not the stove. I mean, yeah, do you make poached pizza? You use the microwave, you use the oven? You guys are cracking me up today. Either way, moving forward, like I said, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Donnie. Let's get this pulled up.
You changed.
All right. It's AI, but it's not me being depicted as Jesus, so it'll be fine. Like I said, this was provided by Donnie, and it's titled Palm Beach Pete.
You changed your name to Palm Beach Pete? Yeah. You want to be any more obvious, Jeff? Nah, they let you pick any name when you get down there. And you landed on Palm Beach Pete? Yeah, you like it? No, I don't fucking like it. That's the most Scooby-Doo shit I've ever heard. Relax, relax. The fake ID is not for his age. It's in case someone questions who he is. What's your name? My name is Palm Beach Pete. Dude, this guy thinks we're stupid. So, Palm Beach Pete, how old are you? Old enough? Yeah, no shit. Let me see that ID. Seems legit to me. Wait, really? What do you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean? There's a spider, look!
Very nice. Getting back into the news here. Next up, another clip from the press briefing from earlier with Karoline Leavitt. It's titled, Karoline Leavitt slams Swallwell amid despicable sexual misconduct allegations. Also, like I was mentioning earlier, Jack Posobiec was the special invite to the White House for the press briefing today, and he's pretty cool. I follow him on X. I have for years now. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this pulled up. Like I said, another clip from the White House press briefing from earlier today. Come on, do your thing. All right. right. Like I said, Karoline Leavitt slammed Swallwell amid despicable sexual misconduct allegations. Let's get those likes up, hooligans, and let's get into this.
For Karoline, as well as the administration in general, if I may, this past Saturday I published a video of now former Representative Eric Swallwell in bed. The president's heading to Las Vegas. Well, Eric Swallwell was in Las Vegas. In this video, I'm told, according to geotagging, this scandal has erupted now. Accusers coming forward, many others coming forward, as well as questions regarding his extremely close relationship with Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego. And I want to know if the administration had any comment on the fact that Senator Gallego seemed to be very vocal about wanting the release of the Epstein files, and yet when questions come to his own involvement with Eric Swallwell, he doesn't seem to want to provide anything.
Yeah, look, I think the accusations and allegations against former Representative Swallwell are despicable and disgusting. I think it's also quite plausible, as you point out, Jack, that there were many other Democrats in this town on Capitol Hill who knew about his perhaps illegal behavior, certainly his disgusting and inappropriate behavior, and why were they silent for so long? I think those are questions that must be raised of these sitting representatives, including Mr. Gallego, and I hope that the journalists in this room will do their jobs, and the journalists on Capitol Hill will do their jobs to ask Democrats in power how they knew about such despicable behavior from one of their elected representatives for so long, but never said or did anything about it. So that's what we hope to see as far as the White House and the president is concerned. Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Okay. I hate that they put those ads all over the end of the YouTube videos. Can't stand it. Anyways, Jack Posobiec bringing up Swallwell, Karoline Leavitt calling out all the Dems that knew what Swallwell was doing but never said or did anything about it. It's because they're not gonna turn themselves in. That's just not gonna happen. Next up, DOJ sues Connecticut and New Haven over sanctuary policies. I think this is a huge disappointment because, like I mentioned earlier, they were talking about arresting these mayors and governors for their sanctuary city policies, and now they're starting these goofy little lawsuits. That's not people going to jail. That's paying fines kind of stuff. And we covered something a year or two ago. There was a situation kind of like this, and they don't have to pay the fines up front. They can wait like years to pay these fines. So if they find these sanctuary cities guilty of infringing on the federal law, which we know they are, they're protecting illegals, and they're even refusing to hand illegals over to Border Patrol, right? So they're obviously breaking federal law. But these lawsuits, they're going to be like, oh, you got to pay some fines, big numbers probably. You got 10 years to pay it, or it's not even going to matter by then. Like whatever's going to happen, whatever the outcome of these decisions are, is not going to matter by the time they have to actually pay these fines. So it's a huge disappointment, in my opinion, compared to actually arresting these governors and mayors for breaking the federal law the same way that we would be treated if we broke the federal law. But, you know, rules for thee and not for me, or however that goes. Anyways, it's coming up next, but first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Jack Posobiec and Karoline Leavitt bringing up Swallwell and bashing the Democrats. Ten Man, did you hooligans see where California is trying to pass a law making it against the law to expose fraud being committed there? No, I don't think we've covered it yet, but I did see a video talking about it. I seen Nick Shirley, I think his name is. He was talking about it, and people think it's like a direct correlation that independent journalists are out here exposing fraud, and California doesn't like it, so they're trying to pass a law to stop it. I don't know how they'll be able to, though, because it's free speech. Like walking around recording and talking is all considered free speech as long as it's in the public. So I don't know how they're going to stop it, but it is California, so we'll see how it turns out. Well, be safe out there, Sam. I appreciate you stopping in with us. Thank you so much, King of Biltong, for the $5 hairs over on Rumble. You're badass, King Biltong. Thank you so much for everything. It says, some bucks for the law of fair. Was your biltong okay? I missed all of that. It is. It's fantastic, King Biltong. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for sending it to me. I've been snacking on it. It's fantastic. And, of course, I unboxed it on the live and showed everybody and told everybody, you guys need to take your ass to biltongusa.com. Get you some biltong. Use code Jeff in all capital letters. You get 10% off your order. So go do the thing because it's definitely worthwhile. That biltong is fantastic. It's made right here in America. Appreciate you, Biltong. Thank you so much. Total Care, what was the rest of the Swallwell video? What do you mean? The one we just played? Or are you talking about something else? Kevin, what did I just watch? This is just a little Palm Beach Pete. Barb, Jack is great. Glad to see him on there. Yeah, I think so too. Fresca Bean, happy freedom to you. Thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. It's under the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Yeah, yep, definitely. Well, thank you for stopping in, Fresca Bean. Enjoy the rest of your day and be safe out there. Total Care, the one with the girl on the bed. Oh. The video they keep showing us Swallwell where he's being too forward. They're saying that's a prostitute he's sitting next to. I don't know if she is or just acts like one, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to see the rest of the video. It grosses me out seeing his behavior like that. Like pulling on her, and I don't know, just the way he was behaving it grosses me out. Tony Rez, Biltong's got the meats for your mouth. That's right. That's right. It's delicious. Zero, it could have been. I don't think we covered it. Not yet. The video I seen was like 11 minutes long, and I don't like to play videos that long because I can literally watch everybody walk out of the chat. Hey, thanks for stopping in, King Biltong. Enjoy the rest of your day. What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom. What's up, Bullseye? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Right Mind? Happy freedom. Hey, you know, you started without me. We actually started on time today. It's got to be the first time ever. Man, CBS News is trying to take credit for Nick Shirley exposing the fraud. Yeah, I think we covered a video where they were talking about that. The news being the news. Guess I was grossed out when I seen she was a girl. Talking about Swallwell. Yeah, you never know. You never know. That was a Democrat girl. This, it's questionable. Saying girl might be too much. Either way, get into this next video. Like I said, DOJ sues Connecticut and New Haven over sanctuary policies. And as much as that sounds like a good thing, it is a disappointment compared to what Tom Homan and Trump was saying when President Trump first got into office. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
The Department of Justice suing Connecticut and its city of New Haven over sanctuary policies. The DOJ saying those policies are interfering with the enforcement of federal immigration laws.
National correspondent Logan Raddick is live outside the Department of Justice with more. Logan?
Well, Christina and Sean, good morning. And that lawsuit filed by the DOJ targets Connecticut's Trust Act, which limits state and local cooperation with ICE, as well as the sanctuary city policies in major cities in the state, like in New Haven, as you mentioned. Now, the DOJ says that those policies are illegal under federal law and that they have allowed dangerous criminals to be released onto the streets across the Nutmeg State. Now, the DOJ argues that the Constitution's Supremacy Clause preempts state and local efforts to, quote, obstruct federal law enforcement. Brett Shumate, who is the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Division, says, quote, for years, Connecticut communities have paid the price of these misguided sanctuary policies. This lawsuit seeks to end such open defiance of federal law, unquote. Governor Ned Lamont, Attorney General William Tong, and New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker are all named in the lawsuit, which was filed in the District of Connecticut. And Mayor Elicker says they will fight this federal lawsuit.
In the city, we don't ask their immigration status because that is not our job. That is the federal government's job.
The DOJ has also taken similar action targeting sanctuary city policies in Boston, New York, Minnesota, Colorado, Illinois, and New Jersey. So the DOJ has no plans on withdrawing this lawsuit, even though Governor Ned Lamont says that he doesn't want the DOJ to be targeting his state. Back to you.
I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays.
Okay. So like I said, they're trying to make it sound good, but they're just treating the symptoms and not really treating the issues here. They're saying the DOJ is suing Connecticut over sanctuary policies. They say that the policies are illegal under federal law. The Trump administration used to say that they were going to arrest mayors and governors because of the sanctuary city policies. Now they're just starting these lawsuits. And like I said before, that usually means fines. It's not anybody going to prison or anything like that. It's not anybody actually being punished for their decisions to break the federal law. If we broke the federal law, we'd be doomed. But these people, they can do whatever they want. So it is what it is, but they are saying that they're investigating this. It's not just Connecticut. They're doing New York and a bunch of other states, trying to crack down on the sanctuary city policies. But when these people are committing fraud and laundering money, and all the money is provided by us, we the people who pay the damn taxes and stuff, they don't care. This isn't going to change their behavior at all. They will continue to break the federal law, and we will continue to have to pay for it. And like I said, it's a huge disappointment, because when Trump first got back into office, him and Tom Homan were saying they were going to arrest these people, not do this. And so, I don't know, I'm disappointed by it. Next up, police kill woman who slashed a 3-year-old at the Omaha Walmart. This crazy woman had a knife and was trying to kidnap this baby. And it didn't work out. She signed up to get shot, and the officer delivered. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the DOJ going after Connecticut with some lawsuits over the sanctuary city stuff. Russell, sanctuary policies are illegal, people. Yep, exactly. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. Told to care the nutmeg state? Yeah, I've never heard that either. That was new to me as well. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom. Larry, 4-inch hail. Will definitely be safe out there. We had storms for like the last 2 days. Actually, there was a tornado warning. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I was shocked. I don't think we've ever had a tornado here. I don't think we actually did, but I was just shocked to see my area on the map. What's up, Alice? Happy freedom. I think sanctuary states will stop getting federal money, but state taxes will increase in blue states. Get out of the blue states? Yeah. Well, I guess some blue states are starting to tax people for leaving the state, and I guess Michigan is one of them. I don't know exactly how they do that, but apparently they are trying to give people some sort of fee if you leave the state. Like when you pay taxes or whatever, you'll have to pay into the state that you left, which I think is crazy that they can even do that. Like, make the state better if you want people to stay. Don't just burn them out and make their life suck and then penalize them when they leave. That doesn't sound like the American way to me. Christine, you reheat pizza and eat it cold? Ambidextrous. I'll eat it warmed up. I just won't warm it up. I'm too lazy. Zero, when you go to a red state, leave the blue state doctrine behind. Yeah, and that's a huge problem too. People leaving California, going to Texas. I've heard the same thing about Tennessee. A lot of blue people end up in Tennessee and places like that, and then they bring those areas down. Alice, let's see, I left Oregon and they did. Still worth it. They gave you a fee or whatever for leaving. I bet it was worth it though. Barb, doesn't sound legal at all for them to charge you after you leave the state. I can't remember what they're calling it. It's like some sort of tax. Russell, I think it's unconstitutional. See, I'll see if I have it on the playlist. Any video that I come across that I don't put on the playlist on the schedule, I put it on a playlist for extra news videos because sometimes it's slow and we don't have a full schedule worth of news. So I can go back to the playlist and see. I'll see if it's on there, but I want to say it was a very long video. It was like 9.5 minutes long, and that's why I didn't put it on the schedule. But since everyone's so interested, I will make a note really quick about blue states taxing you to leave. I will find a video and maybe tomorrow we'll cover it. Moving forward here, like I said, police kill a woman who slashed a 3-year-old at Omaha Walmart. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, that you should go join jeffmaclive.com. Go set up a profile, create posts in Hooligans Alley, the forums, and the group chats. Plus, watching the live is a lot more fun with gifs and memes in the chat. There's tons of stuff to do and new things happening every day. Select a free membership to get started. So let me drop this link really quick, and we'll get into this next video about this crazy woman who's trying to kidnap this 3-year-old. Alright. Let's get into this video. Come on, come on. Alright, once again, police kill woman who slashed a 3-year-old at Walmart. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
You also got to see that fatal laceration to his arm.
An officer, Walmart, 1606 South 72nd.
I need 2 squads, one for the victim who shot and the 2 that got cut.
A terrifying scene at this Walmart in central Omaha. One woman is dead. A young boy hurt in what police describe as an attempted kidnapping.
911 received a call. It was a nature unknown open line. A female caller asked for the police. Another voice can be heard in the background saying, "Stop, keep walking."
When officers arrived, they found a 3-year-old in a shopping cart, a caregiver, and the suspect, a woman with a knife. Minutes later, the call to help an officer. And you are watching 3 News Now at 6. I'm Mary Nelson. Developing news from central Omaha, where police shot and killed 31-year-old Noemi Guzman at that Walmart. They say she tried to kidnap a little boy there, and we have police photos from a responding officer's body camera. But I want to warn you, the image that you're about to see is beyond disturbing. This is that critical moment as Guzman, allegedly cut the boy. And officers made a split decision. One, Chief Todd Schmaderer says, saved the boy's life. Our 3 News Now team coverage includes Jeremy Fredericks and Max Williams, but we begin with Katrina Markle.
That deadly confrontation happened right here, just steps outside this central Omaha Walmart. Terrifying new photos released late Tuesday afternoon from OPD body-worn cameras of 31-year-old Noemi Guzman. OPD Deputy Police Chief Scott Gray says Guzman kidnapped and slashed a 3-year-old boy with a large kitchen knife, and it appears to be a random attack.
At least one officer fired their weapon, and the suspect is deceased.
Police believe shortly after entering the store, Guzman stole a large kitchen knife, forced the child's caregiver to walk in front of the shopping cart as she pushed the cart with the 3-year-old boy inside, eventually forcing them into the parking lot.
The suspect produced a large knife inside the store and took possession of the child, essentially kidnapping the child.
Police were still interviewing witnesses this afternoon, but Gray says it doesn't appear that staff or other shoppers knew what was happening. At 9:20 a.m., 2 police officers arrived and called for help.
They encountered a female outside the Walmart at this location. She was holding a knife to a 3-year-old child that was in a shopping cart.
And that is when the child was slashed on his face and hands, and police immediately shot and killed Guzman. The 3-year-old was taken to Children's Hospital where he went into surgery. We're told his caregiver was with him in the hospital. Investigators, including Nebraska State Patrol and the Sarpy County Sheriff's Office, are still reviewing security footage along with body-worn cameras. They can't say yet how many shots were fired or if both officers fired their weapons. I'm Katrina Markle in central Omaha.
Okay. So obviously that's a crazy ass lady. Now, the one thing that really sucks about this story, other than the situation itself, is I buy knives from Walmart all the time. Because I don't know if it's my cutting board that gnarls them up or what, but knives are like $2. And so whenever I end up with a dull knife, I just go buy a new one. And so What I hate about that is when you buy a knife from Walmart, it has this plastic sheath guard thing on it, and then it has a long plastic like spine that goes along the handle of the knife, and it's got zip ties all around it, and it's so tightly connected on there that you have to gnarl your knife up in order to get the stupid safety crap off. You have to sit there with like needle nose pliers. You know, you gotta sit there with tools and break down this plastic thing that's on the knife, and I hate it because by the time I get the safety thing off, my handle on my knife is all messed up because of everything I had to do in order to get the plastic bullshit off, the guard off of the knife. And I was complaining about it the last time I had to do this, and I was like, well, I assume that they do this so people can't access a knife while inside Walmart because that's a potential weapon and stuff. So they probably do it for safety reasons. So that's how I talked myself down, right? Don't be so pissed off that you got to do this every 3 months because this is for safety reasons. Well, apparently not. Apparently not, because it's a pain in the ass to get that guard off that knife. And all I'm thinking while I'm watching this video is, how the fuck did she get the guard off the knife while still inside the store? Did she go to the tools section and like use tools to take the safety off of this knife? Because it is no joke. It is a pain in the ass to get that shit off the knife. And that's all I could think the whole time we're watching it. But anyways, they're saying that this 30-year-old crazy woman with a knife tried to kidnap this 3-year-old. The woman with the knife approached them while in the store, forced them outside. She had got the knife from the store, stole it. Officers told her to drop the knife. She didn't listen. She cut the boy's face and hands. Officers smoked her. They said the boy will recover, but obviously it's a traumatic situation. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news, and it is Lefties losing it. Today it's titled, Katy Perry under investigation for sexual assault after Ruby Rose allegations. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the police smoking this crazy woman in the parking lot. Russell, that woman was crazy. Thank God she didn't kill the kid. Yeah, absolutely. Zero, this is why women need to train and carry a gun, especially moms. Yeah. Well, I feel that way too. I mean, if you look at dudes and you look at women and you look at how combat works, it only makes sense for more women to be armed. Like, it just makes sense. I mean, all Americans should be armed. It's your right, right? You should go out there, be proficient, legally purchase and store your firearms, take care of them, be a responsible American, all that stuff. But who needs guns more than men? Women do, just because of the way that God made us. Women are they are more vulnerable than men are. So it only makes sense that more women should be carrying guns, but instead it's not like that because the news makes guns scary. And you grow up hearing about these bad things and depictions of bad men with guns, and it gives it stigma. And so then a lot of times people shy away from guns, especially if they don't grow up in a household with guns. And women, it seems like, who are also more susceptible to being liberals and leaning that way, they end up being against guns and stuff, but they actually need them more than anybody, especially when you think about how many single moms are out there. You got 4 kids by 5 different dudes. If you don't have a gun, how are you protecting your kids? You know, so scary stuff, but people need to be responsible. Yeah, Zero, I don't want to word it like that. I was trying to be delicate with how I was wording it because I always piss people off one way or another. I feel like what I'm saying is common sense if you think about it, but, you know, the way I word things, it makes people mad. I was trying to be delicate about it. Russell, you need a good pocket knife to pop those zip ties? Well, there's not really they cut the zip ties so far down that if you stick a knife or a screwdriver in there, you're susceptible to cutting yourself. So instead, I take like needle nose pliers, they got the wire cutters on them, and I just pop that head off the zip tie to, you know, let it loose. But it's a pain in the ass to deal with, but I understand like the safety aspect of it. Thank you so much, Colty, for the $5 hairs over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Colty. Thank you so much, and happy freedom to you. It says happy freedom. Happy freedom to you, Colty. You're a badass. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. She was considered insane but released, just like there's no follow-up. I believe it. She looked crazy pants. Barb, I love my guns. Yeah, I love mine too. This mouse is awful. My scroll wheel is kicking the bucket here. I'm gonna have to buy a new one next time I go to Walmart. Hopefully I don't get stabbed in the parking lot at Walmart. Lone Wolf, happy freedom to you. CQC training, very, very useful. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up after the live though. Rappy, poor kid will be traumatized for life. Yeah, most likely. What's up, Kirk Allen? Happy freedom. Alice, what's the defund the police crowd saying? Oh, they're saying that the officer should have de-escalated. I mean, I don't know. I didn't actually see lefties talking about it, but every time there's a situation like this, the lefties will be like, well, the officer should have called in a social worker. The officer should have been nicer when given her commands. The officer should have talked her down instead of shooting her in the face. You know, like, I don't know. They always got an excuse for everything. I heard you say that's going to be some bad trauma. Yeah, being cut in the face as a 3-year-old. The only thing you can hope for is that the child's not going to remember it. The child's 3. And so, I mean, they're going to remember it for a while, but hopefully, you know, they have enough time and development to kind of get away from it. Fresca being also shipping so people can handle them safely and pack them, etc. Yeah, that makes sense. Colty, unless you open a box of knives in a set and then grab one. I didn't even think about that, Colty. Yeah, if you do buy a pack of knives, they don't have the same kind of safety features. I didn't even think about that. That's what I need to do. I mean, not for these reasons, but the next time I buy a knife, I'm going to buy a pack instead of individual because it won't have the safety on it. Bill Clay, do you buy Pioneer women knives? No, I don't know. It's like $2. It's like $2 for a knife. I'm like, that's the kind of knife I need. I don't really know knife names and brands and stuff like that. Done. Fingernail clippers cut zip ties pretty well. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. I will keep that in mind next time. Rappy, what the heck is wrong with some people? I don't know. And like, what was the woman thinking she was going to do? Like, if she did kidnap the kid, what was she going to do? She gonna take him home like a dog? Like, what did she think she was going to do? Thankfully, the officer, you know, showed up and stopped her. Colty must have been one of them corn-fed Nebraska 3-year-olds. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough kid. Toilet care, where was the parent? She should have been eating the pavement. Yeah, talking about the crazy woman. Yeah. I don't know. Sounds like she wasn't armed, though. Or they weren't armed. I don't know who the parent was. Done. Another reason to stay strapped. Yep, every day. Toilet care. I haven't eaten Fig Newtons in so long. Now I'm craving it. Kevin, just learn to sharpen your knives and save yourself some money. I've thought about it, but I hear it's like risky to sharpen your knives because you can create burrs and stuff like that. And if you accidentally consume a burr, it can cause a whole bunch of medical problems. Like we covered that one story about the woman eating the ice cream cone that had nails in it. She ended up swallowing metal fragments. They got the nail, but the metal fragments tore holes in her intestines, and now she can't have kids anymore, which I don't know how that correlates, but that's what they said. And, I mean, I don't think it's going to tear my uterus, but it always made me nervous eating metal fragments. Maybe it's all a bunch of... I'm trying to think what the word is. Fake news, more or less, but I don't know anything about sharpening knives. That's what happens when you don't grow up with parents. Russell, you don't need all your fingers. I do. I do lots of things with my fingers, Russell. Lots of things. Snugs Blueberry Fig Newtons are great. See, I don't even know what the last kind I had. I was a child. I was a young lad. Kicks touching a kid. I wouldn't have waited. Just boom. Yeah. Toilet care. Jeff has a uterus. You got to ask the lefties about it. Major, happy freedom to you. Like the shocker. That's what I'm saying. I need all my fingers. Kevin, that's why I use a leather belt after sharpening it. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about sharpening knives. I should look into it, though. But like I said, it's $2 for a knife. That's why I just was replacing them. What's up, Bob Marley? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sean T? Happy freedom to you. Was my chat frozen or what? You guys just all slid through at the same time. Bullseye. I'm not going to read that out loud because that's highly incriminating, but yeah. I guess I was just hyper focused on the knives I've specifically bought. Never bought a pack of knives. There, use a lighter on the zip ties. That's a good idea too. I didn't even think of that. Bob Marley, close quarter combat. Thank you. I was wondering what it was. But yeah, definitely need to learn that. Bullseye. By a good knife, I mean I spent like $150 on a pocket knife and I never use it. Why don't you use it? Why'd you spend so much on it if you don't want to use it? Is it a collector's item? Does it hold value? I own lots of stuff like that. I like collecting things. Cheeky Chop, 7-month-old. Child was shot in crossfire in Brooklyn. Yeah, I think we covered that. Meta, appreciate you being omnipresent. Rich, yeah, I don't know anything about sharpening knives. I'm working on it, Russell. I'm working up to it. Done. Honing steel, then strop will bring the edge back if it's not too bad. I'll have to watch some tutorials because I really don't know anything about it. I have some sort of sharpening tool that I got with a knife that was gifted to me for Christmas one year, but I've never tried to use it or anything. Crystals. I have knives on me at all times. Yeah, see, I don't carry a knife. I almost got in trouble once for carrying a knife, but I let them know it was a hunting knife and it got me off the hook. But I am licensed to carry a pistol, so I'm like, why carry a knife if I can carry a pistol? Total care knife sharpening is relaxing. I need something that's relaxing because I need this eyeball to stop twitching, so maybe I'll look up a tutorial today. Either way, let's get into Lefties losing it while I'm getting this pulled up. What color is Rita wearing today? Come on, do the thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Snooks, that's true. That's true. There's no going back. Let me see. Let me see. Lone Wolf going with orange. Cass is saying red. Colty's saying fire engine red. MU, happy freedom to you. Still sharpen my own knives. Use a quick edge sharpener. See, I'll have to Google that because I don't know what that is. Quicker is better. Unless it's sexy night. Rap, you're going with orange. Kevin going with yellow. Totally Care going with tulip. She's got two lips, all right. Major saying yellow and white. Agent O going with red. Right mind. Rita's wearing tea leaves. Is she now? She's going to tell him my future. Meta, you're going with bronze today? I thought you were going tea leaves. Southern Eagleman, happy freedom to you. Going with blue. Shanti going with blue today. Is that everybody? Did you guys all place your bets? Snook's all nude. Mm-hmm. She might be. Bill Clay going with neon pink. All right, going once. Going twice. Fresca Bean going with aqua. Crystal's going with purple. Kevin, the future is sexy. That's right. That's right. Make sure we got everybody. I think so. Bullseye going with tulip pink. That's my favorite kind of pink. But today, Rita had robbed Santa Claus for his jacket. I don't know. There's almost a little bit of orange, and it's so red. It seems like it's got like an orangish tint to it. Anyways, I already know I'm wrong on what color it is. That's fine. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
And he's back. Yes, the cognitively compromised puppet President Joe Biden has returned and is characteristically confused. And he apparently thinks all black men look alike.
Mr. Chairman and Chancellor-elect Dean, and by the way, I always want to turn around to one guy and say, Barack, what are you doing? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I feel like he should be standing on the right and I should be standing on the left. Hey, you done this look at Barack? Anyway.
Yep, Joe Biden stopped mid-speech to call on Jeffrey Scruggs, Syracuse University Board of Trustees chairman, to join him because apparently, well, he's practically Barack Obama in Joe Biden's eyes. Now from the former president to a man who is likely to be the next president of the United States, JD Vance was heckled by pro-Palestinian protesters accusing him of killing children. Listen to how he handled it.
But the president, excuse me, sir, right now, you see more humanitarian aid coming into Gaza than it has any time in the past 5 years because we have taken that situation seriously.
And the Veep delivered a reality check to the confused lefties who'd found themselves at a Turning Point event, yelling things like, Jesus Christ does not support genocide.
I believe he said the administration supports a genocide in Gaza. And here's my response to that. When we came in, the humanitarian situation in Gaza was an absolute catastrophe. You know who's the person who got a peace agreement in Gaza? Donald J. Trump. So if you want to complain about what happened in Gaza, so if you want, sir, to complain about what happened in Gaza, why don't you complain about Joe Biden and the last administration? We're the administration that solved that problem.
Back to Coachella now. Gosh, we've had a few trips there, haven't we? Where songstress Sabrina Carpenter got herself into all sorts of trouble with the wokelings because she didn't fully appreciate some Middle East yodeling during her set. She has been labelled a bigot, Islamophobic, and worse for this.
Is that what you're doing? I don't like it. That's your culture, is yodeling? Is this Burning Man? What's going on? This is weird.
Yes, for that, she has been roundly condemned by the left. And of course, like a good little obedient pet, she has apologised profusely. She posted this to X. My apologies. I didn't see this person with my eyes and couldn't hear clearly. My reaction was pure confusion, sarcasm, and not ill-intended. Could have handled it better! Exclamation point. Now I know what a zagrusta is. I welcome all cheers and yodels from here on out. Oh, Sabrina, we should have known better than to expect you to have a backbone. After all, you thought this wildly contradictory virtue signalling from Billie Eilish at the Grammys was profound.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Let's now go to a man who the left have embraced, from Democrat politicians to mainstream media outlets like CNN and the New York Times. Hassan Piker is the flavour of the month despite his love of Hamas, and he confesses to that love in this interview with Barack Obama's former speechwriter.
So my question is, when you say Hamas is 1,000 times better, do you actually mean that? Or is that a rhetorical move or like a solidarity signal? Like what?
I mean, it's all of the above. I do mean it. I think it's a rhetorical move because it frustrates a lot of people. I've also said I'm a harm reduction voter. I'm a lesser evil voter, and therefore I would vote for Hamas over Israel every single time.
He couldn't be more crystal clear, could he? Now to the unfunniest man alive, late night TV host and stage 4 TDS sufferer Jimmy Kimmel, who again shows himself to be the Iranian regime's biggest cheerleader.
How is this negotiation even going to work? This is a government of religious fanatics who don't believe in democracy, and they use domestic security forces to terrorize their own citizens, and now we expect Iran to negotiate with them? Never mind.
Yep, even his easily pleased audience could not bring themselves to laugh at that pitiful effort. And Jimmy Kimmel was not done yet. Listen to him admit here that the Iranian regime is evil, admit that they slaughter thousands of protesters, but then he still finds a way to blame everything on President Trump.
A lot of presidents, after wasting $40 billion and blowing up a school full of children, would stick with it. They would keep going until their demands for the reasons they started this war were met. They would keep bombing until they knew for sure that Iran would stop enriching uranium and murdering protesters, but not Donald Trump. Our president, he looked at the price of gas, he looked at the polls, he said, oops, and he tucked his pointy little tail between his porky pink legs and tiptoed right back out to the golf course. Mission accomplished, everyone.
Let's now cross to documentary filmmaker and commentator Ami Hor.
All right, that is Lefties losing it. Holy. Next up, we are getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening a brand new advent calendar. I believe it's a puzzle advent calendar. It's provided by Watchmen. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Sibo, and it's titled, Got a Little Too Carried Away. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Colty, and it's titled, A Case of the Mondays. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about Lefties losing it. Russell, Orange Man bad? Yeah. That's the only thing on their mind. That's all they think, over and over again. Russell, he almost looks like Obama. Racist. I can't believe old man Walter is shuffling around out in the world somewhere and he's still doing like big famous gaffes in front of everybody. And what happened to him having cancer? They like totally stopped talking about that. They gave us like 2 updates on the situation, then never mentioned it again. Snooks Kimmel's desperate for attention. Yeah, I think so too. Colty, yep, you did. Lone Wolf can't stand those talk show hosts. Yeah, it's all fake. Fresca Bean, I had no idea who that was at the Grammy thing. And now I kept wondering because she looks like Elsa from Frozen. Yeah, I don't know what she's famous for. Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know if she's an actress or a singer or what. It's just another fake person to me. It's hard for me to keep them all straight. Dud never apologized to Caveman. Yeah, and the whole JD Vance arguing with the heckler thing is so stupid. Because the first thing the heckler said was something about genocide. And who cries about genocide? The protesters. The protesters are lefties. And so it's not uncommon for lefties to get into these kind of areas and start causing problems because that's what they do. And they do it all over the place. They do it even when they have hearings at the White House, right? They have hearings in front of Congress and hecklers will show up there. They show up everywhere. But the Blue News is taking these clips of JD Vance responding to this heckler, and they're telling the normies that this is right-wingers turning against JD Vance and President Trump because of the Iran war and because of the depiction of President Trump and that AI image that he put out where it's depicting him as Jesus is what it looks like. And so they're saying that the right is turning against them, that MAGA is eating themselves. And so the Blue News, there's pages of this news today about, check this video out on how the right is turning against JD Vance by heckling him in the crowd. And it's the very first thing the heckler says, bringing up genocide. It's not right winger. That is some lefty out there. And like I said, when the whole AI Jesus photo thing popped up, the left doesn't even care about Jesus. It doesn't care about God, doesn't care about any of that. A lot of them don't have any kind of religion. They pray to the internet. They pray to whatever blue leader is lying to them the most. They do not care about Jesus or God at all until President Trump posts that AI photo. And now all of a sudden, the lefties can't stop talking about Jesus. And so, I don't know. It's kind of a funny situation. Either way, reading through, like I said, we got the fun stuff coming up next. Guess wasn't Kimmel on the Epstein list? I can't remember. I don't really know. 10-man, the Dems may push Biden for president again. Could you imagine that? Colty, that's all right. I appreciate you dropping all the funny videos. Major, exactly. Fake person, yeah. Sabrina Carpenter and all those people, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do or what they're famous for. Rappy, I just Googled Sabrina Carpenter. It says she's an actress and a singer. Says that she was on the show Girl Meets World. I never heard of that either. I've never heard of that myself. I know what Boy Meets World is. Isn't that Shia LaBeouf's start? Wasn't he in Boy Meets World? Or maybe it was some other younger actor. Girl Meets World must be some spin-off of that. Major, she's probably famous for face hugs. That's the nicest way to put it. I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to say that. I've been thinking the same thing. She's probably just got a famous hoo-ha. Yes, we're all on the same page. Lone Wolf, Topanga, every young man's crush. Yeah. No, we're not bringing up Topanga today. She's very nice. Cash, she's a Disney actress, yeah, who apparently can sing too. I did not know that. Colty, it failed miserably. Yeah, that's what spinoffs usually do. Bullseye, they never speak about genocide going through Planned Parenthood in this country. That's right. Shanti, Jimmy Kimmel's a loser and a Trump hater. You're right. Bullseye, show the crowd for the Turning Point event. Yeah. Total Care, JD doing Turning Point, not a good look. Why do you think that? Because people are saying that JD Vance and Erika Kirk got something going on. They said that Erika Kirk wasn't at the Turning Point event because she was receiving death threats. So she wasn't even at the event. Not that it changes anything necessarily, but that's why she wasn't there. What's up, Green Eyes? Happy freedom to you. I was wondering where you guys were. Total Care, another Disney baby, a victim. Yeah. Yep. She's going to be like Britney Spears in 15 years. Oh, I appreciate you, Meta. Mr. Beast, they say Mr. Beast is like the most famous. He's not a live streamer. He's like the most famous creator on YouTube. What's up, Rad? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Guess Who? Happy freedom to you. Guess who one of my friends got with Topanga when she was starring in the movie Dorm Days. He was an extra when they were filming at the college. I put that right on my resume. I would. Green Eye's doing yard work? Well, don't work too hard. What's up, Bugs? Happy freedom to you. Britney can work a knife. Britney gives me anxiety. Anytime I see Britney Spears videos, I get real anxious. I don't know how she doesn't hurt herself doing all those theatrics. I mean, lately she just got in trouble for a DUI or something like that. I can't remember what exactly she did, but I want to say she got busted being messed up, and I think she just checked herself into rehab. The woman's a mess. Anyways, let's get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to be cracking open a brand new advent calendar. It was provided by Watchmen, and we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee. You can send something in the P.O. Box, or you can even send crypto. Let's crack open this advent calendar. It's provided by Watchmen. Now, I'm pretty sure this has got puzzles in it, but I don't actually know because there's no labels. So let's figure her out. I'm going to use the tool real quick. Yeah. You guys can't see what I'm doing, which is good for me. Okay. Okay. This must be double stacked. So it's got little blocks inside. Let's figure this out. Starting with number 1. They are double stacked. That'll be interesting later on. Let's see what we get today. Box 1. Getting started. What do you think it is? Hopefully not explosive with the way that I'm shaking it. What is this? Is this a cheat sheet? Okay, we don't want to use the cheat sheet. Look at this. I believe it's a puzzle. So what am I supposed to do here? Oh, it's like a... It's almost like a maze. So there is this tiny little break in the link, and there's all these little notches cut outside this frame, and some of them don't have notches on both sides. So I guess you got to maneuver this to go where it needs to go in order for it to free itself. So let me see if we can work this out really quick without having to look up tutorials and stuff. Hopefully we can beat the very first one, although it's starting to not look that way. I cannot get past this point. They cheating. I thought for sure I'd be able to get this first try. If I have to watch a tutorial, guess I'm just gonna get it. How do you do it? What's the trick of the trade here? How do I do the thing? I may not be able to figure this out. I know where I gotta go. I don't know how to get there. They're straight up cheating me. Somewhere in this bottom corner here is the way out, but I can't seem to get there. What does the cheat sheet say? What does the cheat sheet say? Oh, you gotta rotate the damn thing. Hold up. That's a thing? Let me figure this out real quick. I think I figured it out. Let me see. You can rotate the link to make it go through some of these spots here. I just want to beat it. Don't make me do the damn tutorial. Oh, making progress. I just did something. Where do I go from here? I'm gonna get it stuck. That's what I told her. Holy, I don't know if I'm advancing or not. I think I am getting stuck. It's not my goal. What do I do at this point? There. I did it. I did the thing. I have no idea how I did it though, but I did it. And I only cheated a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me see. See if we can get it back together here. There we go. Back together. I did it. We did the thing. Thank you so much, Watchmen. Love the puzzle advent calendar. Very nice. Very nice. All right, hooligans, let's get into some funny videos here. Also, I still have all my puzzles from the last one still here because I play with them every single day while I stress myself out and write code. Lots of code. We got so much cool stuff that's going to be happening on the website pretty soon. And I already got 3 apps I've released, and we're going to have more of those pretty soon too. Either way, thank you so much, Watchmen. Let's get into some funny videos here. All right. It's our first funny video of the day. It's a little rough. It's provided by Sibo, and it's titled, "He Got a Little Carried Away." He should have just took the win while it was a win. Started doing too much. It happens. It happens. Got a little too carried away. Getting into our official funny video of the day. Now, hold on a second here. Now, this was provided by Colty. It's titled, "A Case of the Mondays."
Matthew's Meat Factory. You can beat our meats, can't beat our prices. This is Matthew. We're closed. Yes, I hung up, Martha. It's 7:30 on a damn Monday. I'm gonna go ahead and clock out. Matthew's Meat Factory.
20 minutes into my shift on Monday. That's how it goes. That's exactly how it goes. You can beat our meats, but you can't beat our prices. Love that. Either way, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to grab this link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We have the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. Alright, hooligans, there is the link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because you got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there, keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. All right, like I said, we're going to read through really quick. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and we are raiding out over on Rumble. What's up, Wrench? Happy freedom to you. Guess he believed he would fly, but instead he would die. He should have just stopped while he was ahead. The backflip was cool until he got stampeded. Guess I'm getting it stuck. If I had a nickel. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Russell fingered a little bit. I fingered it out. No, don't say that, I guess. I can't read that out loud. Wrench, better late than never. That's right. I'm happy to have you. What's up, Ramsey? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, it's like Alexander the Great and the Grodian knot. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up. You guys are giving me lots of homework today. That's all right. Wrench, appreciate you being omnipresent. Total care, brain teaser or brain mangler? It's a brain buster. ABC, I didn't even think about it, Cass. That is what it is. ABC, that makes a lot more sense. It's not what Gasson was saying. He was saying bad stuff. He was saying bad stuff. Ramsey calling last. Instead of being first today, you're last one in the door. What's up, Dabacles? Happy freedom to you. And pooping on YouTube, you poop on Rumble too, you know. You missed the news. Well, we'll be covering it again tomorrow. Guess who? More sour ball candy or calendar. Let's go. Only on the weekends at this point, you know. Rad, what do you think about Trump and Vance and what they said about the Pope? I don't care. I don't care what the Pope has to say. I don't care. I didn't vote for the Pope. So it's fine to me. Doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I think it shouldn't be getting as much publicity in the news as it is, but like I said, I don't really care either way. Total care, ABC gum, it's already been chewed. All right, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. That means it is time to raid out over on Rumble. But before we do the raid, we got to cut off Twitch because the raid is against community guidelines over there. If you're on Twitch and you'd like to be a part of the raid, you are welcome to join us over on Kick, YouTube, Blaze, X, Rumble, or jeffmaclive.com. Otherwise, I will see you Twitch Hooligans tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Everybody else, just sit tight real quick, because we've got this raid coming up. Do the thing, bam. There we go. Twitch is gone. Thank you so much, Guessum, for the $5 hairs over on Rumble. You're a badass, Guessum. Thank you so much. It says, to Russell Starfish. Very nice. Thank you for the $5 hairs. Appreciate your support, Guessum. Thank you. All right, who we raiding today? I got to double check on Twitch really quick. Make sure it's all gone. Come on. Boom, there we go. All right, who we raiding? Who we raid so far this week? Handy News and Big Tall Redneck. We haven't raided Rotella? I thought we already raided Rotella. Maybe not. Oh no, we were gonna raid Rotella and he was wrapping up the live. That's what it was. So we're gonna raid Rotella today. Maybe. What is it doing? It's not showing me his live. It's just stuck. Oh, he says they're waiting on Rumble. Well, come on, because we're trying to raid the thing. Do the thing. Give it a second here, because we're going to be the first ones through the door. Pop. There it is. There it is. So we're going to get ready for this raid. Now, he's not expected to be on the screen for another 2 minutes. But that's okay, because he's in the chat. And he's going to see us raid in. And like I said, we're going to be the first ones through the door. All right, hooligans. Hit that like button as soon as you land. And let's get raiding.
in the dome, where gender is physically born. Kids aren't shown literal porn. Almost feels like we've been here before. Common sense is a bit of a chore. Bottomless, no limit on pores. Treasure a Ron cargo with gummies. Just give us some more. In it for sure. Hell yeah. Mission is pure. Hell yeah. Fill a room with love from the dip in the floor to the tip of the door. Hell yeah. Great times. Hell yeah. Friday night date nights. Hell yeah. But don't know the hearings piss you the hell off? Well, yeah, but we're placing bets. Fun tallies, live for every single Trump rally. Rich mountains or slum valleys. Ballyhoo sung loudly. Carry our guns proudly. Fuck with family, we'll become rowdy. We're raising sons, funding the country. Other side just runs counties. Sipping slow when we're smoking hot. Shit's been getting old and we hope it stops. Exit polls, enter the trolls and bots. Check my phone, it said it's dome o'clock. Sipping cold and we're smoking hot. Shit's been getting old and we hope it stops. Defending souls and we joke a lot. Check my phone, it said it's dome o'clock. Ooh, getting fired up. The left side crew is in the wild stuff. We're catching red pills quite above. We don't wanna fight, but the monster does. Communist ones are riling up, cause they said they got it from us. If we wanted to swing, you know it. The muscles need an omnibus. Call us evil, just stop it, bud. Cause we talk to God, and it's not for bucks. Knowledge, Mr. Rotella drops a ton. And we game with domers, it's a lot of fun. But it's all love. Just stop trying to enslave us, please. All hug. They're spreading hate, and we're praying for peace. Sipping slow when we're smoking hot. Shit's been getting old, and we hope it stops. Storm is almost upon us, time to open shop. Check my phone, it said it's dome o'clock. Yeah. Ooh. To the doors. If you're coming to the door, but you say, yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, and ballyho. To all my fans of chaos all across this flat earth, my name is Mr. Rotella, and I come to you every Monday through Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern for all to come your misinformation needs. Make sure to hit that Rumble like button. Make sure to hit that Rumble follow button. We are coming to you live within the dome with 10,327 subscribers. Continuing our YouTube channel deletion rebuild. And if this is your very first time watching the dome, we stream in the moment history, and we are documenting the rise or the demise of the New World Order. Well, hi, everybody. Damn, we just got 3 freaking raids at the top of the stream. We got a new domer, Barb. You're right, Barb. The best is yet to come now that you're here. We want to thank Dee for the raid. We want to thank Wokepotamus for the raid. And, of course, we want to thank our good friend Jeff Mack for the raid, everybody. Jeff Mack got to check out the, that intro song, huh? How about that intro song, Jeff? Let's go check out Jeff. Here's Jeff right here, everybody. Make sure that you follow Mr. Mack right here, everyone. Mr. Mack right there. Make sure you follow him. Was he on time today, Hooligans? Was he on time? Let us know inside the chat. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the raid. I'll see you later, my man. Ballyho. Well, friends, hi. Great to...
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. Definitely worth the wait there. I've never seen the intro for Rotella. Good stuff there. And his intro was made by Wokepotamus, which is cool. Wokepotamus has been in the chat a couple times. Very nice. Either way, we are going to read through the chat really quick, but we are wrapping her up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I like how he brings up whether or not I was on time today. I was today. Normally I'm not, though. It happens. Oh, I appreciate you, Zero. Thank you for hanging out with us today. My mouse is dying. Guess I'm love the intro song. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh my goodness. Let me show you what my stupid mouse is doing. Look, you see the chat? I'm just scrolling down. See how it's jumping up? That's not supposed to do that. But it is. What's up, Tactical? Happy freedom to you. Appreciate you sliding through. Too real. Sabrina was a lifeguard at Epstein Island. I knew it. I knew it. Meta, yeah. Rotella's awesome. Zero. Everybody in the chat was saying, yep, he was on time. That's badass. That's badass. Hey, I appreciate you guys so much. Love to you, and thank you for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your night. All right, hooligans, it looks like we're good to go. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. You guys are fantastic. Go enjoy the rest of your day. It's still daylight outside. That's unusual to me. But either way, go find yourself some good food, have fun, and be safe. And I'm definitely going to do the same because I'm sitting here starving. Make your way back to us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.